T-Bone Sosa in the building, man, and it's Indies on Edgewood. And today, sitting down with me, who I got with me, bro?
Man, Too Deep, the Southern President, man.
The Southern President,
Much
Too
love.
Deep in the building, straight from Memphis, right?
Most definitely.
Man, Memphis in the building, man. Welcome
Much
to the
love.
city. You
Much
visiting
love.
or you staying here?
Actually, man, you know, like I'm like an honorary resident, man. I've been probably around here on and off for like the last decade, man.
Oh,
so
10,
yeah.
for sure.
I've been in Atlanta for a minute, but you know, I'm Memphis forever.
Memphis forever, for sure. How is it in Memphis, bro? I mean, I heard it's a little grimy, a little hood, but then I heard it's fun, too. Like, what is it like? Because the way they took out Dolph, I feel like it's fucking scary as hell, bro.
I don't want anything to get misconstrued. Memphis is a violent place, but it's also a place full of talent.
For sure.
And sometimes the destruction and the street element of it gets in the way of the people that's truly just creative and dope. And what happened to Dolph was unfortunate. Dolph was a friend of mine. Dolph, we got music together.
I know that hurt you deeply too.
Man, definitely, man. We used to collaborate a lot because he used to be over my partner, Drummer Boy spot. You know,
Drummer Boy,
one of the best producers of all time, Memphis legend. And so me and Dolph used to connect a lot over there. He jumped on one of my singles before. We got plenty like different collaborations with Drum too. But like Memphis, man, it's a lot of talent. You just gotta be careful if you ain't from around.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's almost anywhere you go. You gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? Keep your head on a swivel. But is it like city vibes or country vibes?
Definitely city. I would say Nashville. You know, no disrespect to Nashville, but Nashville would, in my opinion, would be more like the country vibes. Memphis, we might be a tad bit slower than some other big cities, like when you're comparing us to the Chicagos and New Yorks and LAs and things of that nature, maybe even Atlanta. But as far as just like being on point, hustling, everything else, like it definitely city vibes.
Also city vibes,
yeah.
for sure. So what's the significance of the name Too Deep?
Too Deep came, Too Deep, the Southern President. The idea came because when I was
both of them.
When I was a kid, I was a humongous Tupac fan, right?
Dope. Me too, though.
Huge.
Me too, though. And my pops loved him. You know what
I'm saying? So Tupac, I identified with him because I went to a creative and performing arts school when I was young. Like middle school, high school, I went to a creative performing arts school. My mama didn't want me to go to the hood school, Melrose, right?
For sure.
And so Pop, to me, like he was a poet, he can act, all that.
Went to Juilliard,
all that.
You know
so the Too Deep kind of came from like Tupac, a play on that, and me thinking I was deeper than the average person my age.
Dope.
And then the Southern President was like, you know, I feel like I'm campaigning. I feel like, you know, you got to carry yourself a certain way if you want to be respected as a presidential. And you know, we from the South, so that speaks for itself.
Stand on that business, you hear me? That's what's up, though.
Yes,
so speaking of Tupac, though, compare the rap game from then and now. Do you think it's changed in any way, positively or negatively?
It's a catch-22. I say both. Okay, so like, I ain't gonna say I'm from the golden era of rap, but I definitely grew up in a time where self-expression, lyricism, being the person who you say you was in your raps, making quality albums, being consistent, all these things matter, right? I would say Scotty is of that same era.
For sure.
So, like, I grew up listening to guys that, you know, were really big on making timeless music. And I think the biggest separation of this era and the era that I grew up on was, you know, I got albums right now that when I'm in my creative space or I need therapy, I go back to. You know what I'm saying? Reasonable Doubt, Baller, MJG, In Our Lifetime. You know, just Sir Outkast, Aquemini. These albums were therapeutic to me. So I think the biggest difference in now is everything is so microwavable and so fast, and we create so much content, and we just pushing music out to where people don't create dynamic, conceptual projects like they used to.
Bro. And it's so crazy because in an analogy sense, it's like you hungry as hell, right? And it's time to eat. And you get up to the table, you got candy right here, snacks and chips, or you got a hearty steak and lobster. You know what I'm saying? It's the content. You want that steak and lobster because it's going to fill you up. It's going to give you what you need, your nutrients. That candy is going to be for the moment.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at that. So that's pretty deep, man. And you're a conscious rapper. You consider yourself a conscious rapper?
I consider myself a reality rapper. So what you
definitely
gonna get?
Good substance in the bars.
Definitely
great substance.
You gonna get a sprinkle of everything, like what I just said when I said who I grew up on. So like you gonna get the dynamic. I would say you gonna get some Outkast, Ball and G mixed with some Jay-Z, Nas, mixed with some T.I. It's like
Yes,
I'm a gumbo of my favorite artists.
That's a good way
you
to
know
put
what I
it,
mean?
a gumbo. So with you being such a lyrical rapper, do you feel against mumble rap? Do you feel like you gotta dumb down your lyrics to kind of conform with the wave, or do you think that the game is shifting back to lyrical rap?
Absolutely not. I think what makes a great artist is being unique.
Dope.
And I think that the biggest problem in artistry is that people get so caught up into trying to follow somebody else's wave instead of trying to build their own fan base around what they're great at. And when you just do what you're great at, you can make a career that lasts 20, 30, 40. Like, I'll give you a good example. Too Short ain't the most lyrical rapper, right? But he created a genre and a style that's so Oakland, so him, that you only coming to Too Short for what Too Short do.
Yes,
you only coming to E40 for what E40 do, for what Snoop do, for what Outkast. Like, these artists, they one-on-ones.
Yeah,
so when you focus on being one-on-one, you can do that shit till you die.
Till you die. Oh God.
Yeah.
You can be yourself forever, bro.
Facts.
Like, that's it. Just be yourself, bro. So when it comes to making music, you know, you in the booth, you making music, you know what I'm saying, in the studio, you know, constructing. What do you want the world to take away from your music when you're making music?
I want people to look at me not just for my music. That's important to me because I want to be remembered as a legend in 3 games, right?
Hard.
So when I say that because I want a person to respect my musical talent. I want a person to see me paint and be like, damn, he was a dope artist too. And then, you know, I'm not the type of person to look for gratification from whatever I done in the streets. But, you know, when it comes to some player shit, I've been around.
Gotcha.
And I did a lot of things in my time that I don't feel like nobody else can sit there and say, okay, at the same time as he was making music, he was still doing this, and he still was paint. I want people to look at like how was he doing all of it at once?
I gotta disagree with you on the gratification. I mean, I like my flowers. You know what I'm saying? If I do something, I love my flowers. Tell me I did it, and especially if I, you know, scratch your back. You know what I'm saying? You throw it back at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, and pause.
That's real.
Pause.
No, that's real shit though.
But yeah, you showed me the same love too, so I feel like that's a little form of gratification. You know what I'm saying? In your own way. You know what I'm saying? So
facts. You want to be appreciated for what you bring to the world.
Whatever you bring to the world. You know what I'm
saying? And to me, that's bigger than money. Like, money is cool. I didn't sink a lot of money, wasted a lot of money. Invested, like, that's cool. But when you what's important to me is like, when you're 75, 80 years old and you look back, I don't want to be like I left no creativity, no talent, no skill set, nothing on the table.
Nah, you right.
If whether I die with $10 million or 10,000, I want them to be like, man, hey, I gave it everything I had.
Everything you know what I'm saying? In the tank, man. Hit the flow on the gas for real.
That's it. That's legacy.
Nah, for sure. That's deep. So you flying down the highway right now from Memphis to Atlanta, and you know what I'm saying? You want to hear some tunes, some jams. You know what I'm saying? Who you popping on the MP3?
Ooh.
In the aux. Who you jamming?
Okay, I'll give you a few different ones, depending on what space I'm in. We gotta have some UGK. We gotta have some Riding Dirty. You know what I'm saying? I gotta smoke a few blunts today.
Oh God, I was asking if you gonna like that shit.
Yeah, you got to. You gotta have some Ball and G. Depending on what mood I'm in, you know, I might throw on some Jay. I'm real big on Jay.
Jay-Z?
I'm real big on Kendrick Lamar.
For sure. You going classics?
Yeah.
I'm going new age, bro. Give me some new age. Give me some Lil Durk.
I'm gonna go Future probably, even though he ain't necessarily new.
Right,
I like Future.
But he YN vibes though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I get it.
He
the youth.
He's still the youth. I like Roddy Ricch. I like him.
Okay.
I like Eddie Valero.
Where has Roddy Ricch been, bro? Sidebar, bro. Like, where is he? What is he doing?
You know, I think that's the biggest pitfall of the major industry. I've never had the time to see how it works. But I think when you in that major record label industry, sometimes they hold you back from dropping as much music.
For sure. They kind of control you a little bit.
Right. And I think, I'm not saying he should go indie, but I just know, like, he's talented enough to stand on his own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In my opinion, when I say this, I feel like Kendrick Lamar stepped out there a little further and kind of pushed Buddy back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Especially
as far
after
as the West
Drake,
Coast?
Yeah, as far as the West Coast, especially with the Drake shit, everybody on the Kendrick K-Dot wave. So I feel like it pushed him back a little bit. And he can bounce back, though. I just can't wait for it. I can't wait for it.
Definitely.
For sure.
And I think what artists have to understand, even if you on a big platform now, man, content. So even if you ain't just dropping no big stop the world single, man, your fans is right there in your hand every day. And when I started doing this, I come from, like, I don't know like how long other artists been doing this shit, but I come from standing on the corner selling my CDs for $5, begging a motherfucker to sit in my car and listen to my shit, right?
Damn.
So this shit here is child's play to me.
For
if
sure.
I could have had a phone to document me on the corner talking to everybody and shaking hands,
Man,
you trying to shake 200 hands a day and sell 30, 40 CDs a day to make $200. It's child's play for you to have a phone and you got access to millions of people. And all you got to do is just show them your work. Your phone is your stage now.
This is the generation of content, man. You have to be a content creator no matter what you do.
No matter what you do.
Like, you could be a hooper, but you're going to go out there in your court and shoot some threes and count them up and make a reel about it. You know what I'm saying? And get
That's
some
all I'm
eyes
saying.
on you.
And you can monetize it. So to me, if you talented and you don't want to make content, you're lazy.
Oh God!
You dig what I'm saying? Like you're just lazy, bro. You don't want it bad enough.
You don't want it.
You waiting on somebody to give you $10 million so the world can see you, nigga. The world can see you from your phone.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can for sure. So you making a tape right now in the studio. Based off what mindset you're in right now, what would you name that tape?
The mindset that I'm in right now.
To this day, sitting in that chair.
I'm a go with a title of one that I'm finna drop. I'm gonna go with The Chosen One.
Okay.
Cause I feel like first of all, I'm a big LeBron fan. And you know, he called himself The Chosen One too. But like when you come from the game, like, you know, I come from the player culture, you know, the pimp culture. And so to say that you chosen mean, you know, regardless of whatever steps you took, this was meant for you.
Gotcha.
And I'm big on you know, manifesting things.
I was just about to take that word.
And just you know, if you got a vision in your head, you just
seeing it through.
Man, come on. So I feel like it's just a lot of things that I was just chosen to do. And I'm gonna give another example since I'm on this platform. Like Scotty, for instance, is a person that I feel like was chosen to do certain things.
Dope.
And so I give you an even better example watching him go through the dynamic of what he went through with his leg. Yeah. He was chosen to exemplify going through a difficult situation and showing
the world.
Yeah, just showing the world like it don't stop.
This shit.
Like this don't stop. I'm gonna inspire you to, regardless of what you got going on. No, you can't be sitting there and complaining and talking about what you can't do. If I'm sitting here with this leg going through surgery after surgery, clearly you're capable.
You're capable.
Right. So some people are just chosen to do certain things and exemplify certain things to the world. And for me, I know I'm one of them people.
Hard, bro. So I respect your energy, bro. And
I appreciate it.
It's screaming hustle. It's screaming like, you know what I'm saying, keep doing your thing because the shit gonna come to you. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's super dope.
Facts.
So I got one more question before we go. If you could change anything negatively in the industry when it comes to this hip-hop rap shit, what would you change?
Watering down the art. You know what I'm saying?
I like the answer, bro.
Because
But I feel like before you get started, I feel like the world is watered down, bro. I think
Facts.
it's a lot of everything. It's a lot of videographers. It's a lot of rappers. It's a lot of hosts. It's a lot of everything, bro. So it's about being creative and standing out, bro.
Facts.
You're right, bro.
I mean, I watched this rap shit. Like, I really love the art of rapping. I really love the art of poetry. And I feel like it ain't no different from you watching the NBA and you being like, damn, this is a good game, but I wish y'all stop shooting so many goddamn threes. Right? So now, that's why I sit back and I ain't trying to say I'm better than nobody, but I watch the game and I'm like, yo, bro, if I hear one more nigga try to sound like the next nigga, if I hear one more dude be like, okay, so such and such got this beat, I'm going to get on YouTube and try to find the exact same watered down duplication of that beat.
And then think it's okay.
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
You know, and again, I have to stress, I come from an era where Eminem was the only motherfucker sounding like Eminem. Goody Mob was the only motherfucker sounding like Goody Mob. There was no nigga that could redo what CeeLo did, nigga.
Exactly.
You ain't gonna find no another nigga that's gonna sound like CeeLo, nigga. You ain't gonna find no another nigga that rap like Big Boy. So now we got a whole generation of motherfuckers who done watered down shit and they literally duplicate everything that they just saw work.
It's like a bunch of clones.
Come on, man. I'm gonna give a shout out to an artist that I love before I get off here. I can't even say his name right. He's from Houston. I think you know his name. Toby. I can't say his last name. But anyway, I shout him out because he is the literal definition of being so authentic, so organic, creating a lane that is so far different from what everybody else is doing. And if you were to sit down and talk to him 3 years ago, you probably would have looked at this shit and be like, this shit'll never work. This shit, motherfucker, you wearing African outfits and you're rapping about positive shit and you're using, man, but that's different, huh? Come on, bro, and dude touring, man, doing shows all across the world.
So he's going up there.
Come on, bro, and I just think that if people focus their energy on mastering their lane, bro, man, it's limitless, bro. It's limitless.
Hell yeah. So tell everybody what you got out right now, what they need to go stream right now. Also, what's next for 2D, where they can find you at, next shows, and where to follow you at, too.
Okay, if you want to follow me on 2D TV. I also got a couple other pages. One's more like a meme page. You can get you some laughs. You can see some entertainment shit. Game for sale, entertainment.
Content.
And my art page, where I sell all my paintings at, is game for sale artwork.
Wait, if you want to paint too?
Yes.
You didn't mention that, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I said I want to be a legend in 3 games. So I paint, like I literally paint. I sell art all the time. And if you want a custom piece or you want something that I already got made, go to Game for Sale Artwork. Far as music, I got Grateful for the Game, my album out. Part 2 is out. Also, Scotty is featured on there as well. I got so much music out. So just put in Too Deep, the Southern President. And it don't stop, man. I work every day. This is my job.
I hope that people really pick this interview up and get very motivated by what you've been talking about, bro. You done drop some gems. You done put some battery on some folks' backs. You know
I appreciate it. I hope so.
Super dope, though. So I hope really people check this out and check in with Too Deep, man.
I appreciate
you for coming, man. Super host Tebow Sosa, Indie on Edgewood, man. Make sure you follow me too, The Real TBO Sosa on Instagram, man. Tebow Sosa checking out, and we good? Say your name.
Oh, Too Deep, the Southern President. I didn't even know. That's my fault.